Hey y'all. It's been a while. I don't remember the last time I recorded because like I said, it's been a while. I know I haven't recorded in a month. In a month. I know that. The month of December, you guys were free of me, which was very I'm pretty sure it was a very well deserved break for you guys. But for me it was also a very well deserved break as well. From the internet and from everything, just disconnecting and being in Vietnam. I'm not really going to talk much about Vietnam because I'm pretty sure it's going to pop up in my vocabulary from now on until I die because like when people go on like those big life-changing vacations, like just can't shut up about it. So that's how Vietnam is going to be for me. So I'm not going to speak about it too much in depth because eventually you guys will hear the full story in like 10 years just by piecing together like the little quips I add into my dialogue every now and then. But right now, I kind of want to come on in here and talk a little bit more about just nostalgia and delusions. And when I say delusions, I don't mean I can never say this word. Schizophrenic. Holy shit. Cis schizophrenic. Oh shit, I can't say it, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. Basically just like mental illness type of delusions, but like it's also kind of linked to it, but it's not like to the point where you're beating up people or like fighting with a hat man. It's kind of more grounded delusions where it's like it's normalized, but it probably shouldn't be normalized. And what I'm essentially trying to get at um is that the obsession with content creators nowadays, I kind of want that for me. I don't know. When I was younger, okay, let me try to rationalize this in a way that you guys can understand. Okay, when I was younger, I was super duper into content creators like crazy. Like I would read like fan fiction about real people. Like that's how insane I was. And like looking back at it now, I'm like that is crazy. But back then, I thought it was totally normal. And like to some extent it was like normalized on the internet because there was like fan fiction about the fucking Dolan twins, One Direction, fucking Five Sauce, who else? Chris Brown, just so many people, so many real life people. Like obviously there were fan fiction about fictional people, like Harry Potter characters and shit like that. But like there were also like a plethora of like real life fan fiction. When I say real life fan fiction, I mean like real life motherfuckers in fan fiction. Like real breathing people with like hormones, a blood circulation, a working brain, a working penis, a working vagina, working private parts, working breasts. Like they were like alive and breathing at the moment when you were writing about how they were abusing their spouse, fictional spouse, may I add. Fictional spouse most of the time. Hopefully not their real spouse, because that's a side of the internet I never really got on, and that's probably for a good thing. Good, whatever, right? So, anyways, so when I'm like, so like that's where I'm coming from, right? Like back then, I was obsessed with One Direction. I would read fan fiction about One Direction, and I would literally act like they were like my next door neighbor. Like I would act like they were so in such close proximity to me that like I could literally like just gossip about them, just like like interact with them. I would literally watch like videos upon videos of their concerts, of their what interviews or their talk shows or whatever the fuck, and like I would literally act like I was their best friend, like I was their bestie. And that's what we call parasocial relationships now. But back then, that was called normal and just having a One Direction obsession, being a directioner. And like looking back at it now, I'm like, God damn, did I need mental help? And I did receive mental help at the time, but it wasn't for that type of mental illness. It was for a different type of mental illness, Like it wasn't treating what was supposed to be treated, but it was treating something, but not this obsession aspect of it, And like looking back at it now, I'm like, whoa, like I cannot imagine someone who I did not know writing like shit about me, fictional shit about me, and just having me doing heinous shit. Because the shit I was reading about what Niall was doing, what Harry was doing, about what Liam was doing, like that was insane. That was insane. And I was reading shit about fucking PewDiePie too. I'm sorry to PewDiePie if he's listening somehow. Probably not. But I was reading shit about PewDiePie, about fucking Cryotic, out of all people, and turns out he's not that great of a person. Okay, let's just put that out there. Honest. um, And like looking back at it now, I'm like, I kind of want the obsession back, because I was like so obsessed that I literally did not care about like my depression, about like my home issues, about like the fact that I didn't have any friends. Like, I was so obsessed with One Direction that I literally forgot that I had like a reality to get back to. Like every single day, like the first thing I woke up to was like reading fan fiction about One Direction, and when I would go to bed, I would read fan fiction about One Direction, and like it was insane. It was like a cycle, and like the only thing I was like ever thinking of was One Direction, and like that's kind of what I want to get back into. But it's not because, you know, I have a need for it. It's just kind of like I want to, just to see what it would do for me. I know it would probably negatively affect my life, because I was not doing well during that obsession. Like it was weird. Like it was weird. Like I understand that if you're doing it with like fictional characters, because obviously it's a fictional world built, and it's meant to be interpreted in different ways and meant to be played around with because it's fictional. But like when it comes to like real life individuals and real life people with consciousness and their own working brain and whatnot, it's kind of like holy shit. Because because like the very reason why I started thinking of this again, let me sit up, my arm is fucking hurting, holy shit. Because the reason why I recently started thinking about this again was because I went back on Twitter, which is not good for someone's mental health just in general. But I was going on Twitter, and then I somehow got looped into like this Dream SMP side of Twitter, which I understand why I'm on it, and I don't at the same time. Like I don't know why I'm given all this shit, but at the same time, like I'm like, since I'm like being exposed to all of this media, I'm like, god damn, this is so interesting. So I continuously like these like these comments or whatever, right? And like I think it all started like when there was like a controversy about Dream and its like speedruns, and I was like, who the fuck is this bitch? And so I like looked into it, and I was like, holy shit, like this is deranged. But it reminded me so much of like what Fandom was like when I was younger, and like just the obsession of it, and the babyfication of like these grown adult men, that it kind of like, I can't hate it because I was it, you know? Like you can't hate what you were. And like when I look at it, I was like, whenever I look at like Dream SMP like motherfuckers, I'm always like, I can't cringe at it. Like I want to cringe, but at the same time I understand where they're coming from, and I'm like, does that make me cringe? Am I the cringe? And it turns out, yes, I am the cringe, but at the same time I'm not on the internet fucking bullying kids for liking, you know, Minecraft Let's Players. But like sometimes when I stumble on a full-fledged adult talking about these grown men as if they're like their children, as if they're like these like little uwu, whoa, that just erupted something within my psyche. That was weird. But like these adult individuals like talking about these adult it's kind of like me like babying like talking about like fucking Finn Wolfhard as if he's my baby uwu, small bean, soft bean, whatever the fuck, right? Like it's weird because both me and him are the same age. We don't know each other. He's famous, I'm not. He don't know who the fuck I am, and I hope it stays that fucking way, because if Finn Wolfhard somehow finds out about me, holy fuck, dude, I gotta erase myself off the internet, because that's when I know I gotta get off. But anyways, but like it's just so strange to me when I see like full grown adults talking about full grown adults as if they're children. It's just weird to me, because the other day I was like scrolling, and it's like, oh, look at how Dream is so shy, like oh, whoa, that nearly almost killed me. Holy shit, that nearly almost fucking assassinated me just by saying that. Holy shit. Anyways, I just want to put this out there. I have nothing against Dream. I literally like don't watch his shit. I don't know anything about him other than like his weird speedruns and like his weird relationship with his friend George or whatever the fuck. And like for me, I think George is a pretty attractive fella. I think Quackity is an attractive fella, but like that's about all I know. Like I look at them and I'm like, okay, they're attractive and like they can be kind of funny. I obviously have seen some of their like shit going around on TikTok and stuff like that, so obviously I've seen some of their content. It's not like I'm like blind to this shit, you know, because I am chronically online. Like you guys must know I am chronically online. Like I do touch grass, but at the same time I force myself to be chronically online sometimes. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I've obviously seen their content, and I do know like a decent amount about them, which is kind of weird. Like, the thing about me is like I don't outwardly hate these people, you know? Like, I don't go in their comments and be like, oh my god, you're so fucking ugly, or like kill yourself or shit like that, because 1, that's toxic. 2, that's fucking weird. 3, why the fuck would you do that? Like, I literally don't understand why you would ever feel the need to go into someone like a content creator's like comment section and like feel the need to voice your hatred for them. Like, what does that do for you, and what does that do for the content creator? You know? But at the same time, I am a hater at heart. I've always been a hater. I've always been a criticizer. I've always been a fucking hater. And that's just something about me that I can never change. I've tried to improve myself as a person, but as I've improved, the more hatred grows within me. It's weird. But the thing is, like, I don't like outwardly impose it on the people that I hate. You know, I keep it within myself. I keep my opinions to myself, and I keep it respectful. Whenever I come across their content, I just, you know, I do a little bit of stalking. I do a little bit of like a deep dive. I like do a little bit of, you know, reading, educating, and that's all I do. I don't do anything with this information. I don't hate. I don't like. I just do whatever with this information, right? And like, when I look at Dream SMP content, is just so outlandishly weird to me, but so familiar at the same time that like it's addicting. It's so addicting, and I totally understand why this shit comes on my feed like 24/7, because it's like it's addicting to watch how the fans react to these creators. Like, I'm not a fan of the creator myself, but I'm a fan of how the fans react to the creators, if you know what I mean. Like, I witnessed it. I'm like, this is insanity. Like, this is my World Cup. Like, watching Dream fans go feral over his face reactions or whatever, that is my FIFA. That is like my World Cup, my football, whatever the fuck they be watching, right? Football league or whatever the shits, right? NFL. Like, I don't give a fuck about what Dream does with his face. Like, he has a face, he can use it for whatever, right? Face review, whatever. Everybody got a face, everybody got a voice, whatever the fuck, right? But like, the reactions to it is just immense. I love watching, like, I just love watching arguments. That's one of my things. I love watching people just get like down heated and just like, but obviously I don't like being in arguments. I'm a weak person. The second someone disagrees with me, I'm like, I'm stepping down. I got nothing else to say to you. Like, the second someone's like, oh, I don't agree with that, I'm like, that's it. Conversation ended. Like, I don't need to defend myself unless it's like something I really believe in, but usually I'm not really defensive like that. Like, whenever someone's like, oh, I can't believe like you like fast food or some shit like that, I'm just like, okay, whatever, I'm not gonna argue with you on this small point, you know? But I love it when there's like these people in the world that do like arguing these small points, and I'm like, okay, I can get down with this. This is obviously something I can get down with. So I do get down with it, and I do, you know, be that type of person who is chronically online and just love watching internet arguments. Even though it doesn't matter in real life, I love reading this discourse, because the more you read of this discourse, the more you're like, god damn, reality is wild. And that's one of the things I say I want to, but it's a joke, okay? It's a joke. You guys don't get it. It's a joke. I obviously don't want to become delusional again, because that's not beneficial for me. If you want to be delusional on your own time, so be it. But for me, I choose to be grounded, but also, you know, allow myself that like freedom to be a little delusional every now and then. But I don't let myself get like too like, you know, I just keep myself up down here. Down here is like where I like to be, because the moment I go up here, there's no way I'm getting back down. There's no way. Now that I'm grown and have a working brain, there's no way I can reverse it. When I was younger, my brain was malleable, so I was able to like kind of reverse. But now that I'm like kind of grown with a grown working head, the second I go up, there's no way. I don't think there's a way to go back down. Honest to God, I honest to God don't know, unless it's like medication or therapy or like psychiatric, or like being put in like fucking cell. I don't know, something. But anyways, when I talk about wanting to get back into that delusion again, as I said, a joke, but the more I could just kind of see how, wait, let me roll back a little bit. When I say the word delusional, I don't mean it as an insult. I just mean it as what it is. You know, when I think of delusions, I think of like people who are not like grounded in reality, and people who are in their own space and like focusing on their own shit. because like when I think of when someone's called delusional, it's kind of like an insult. But for me, when I say delusional, I mean like just the general sense. It's not an insult. It's not positive. It's not negative. It's just what it is, you know? Like delusional means you just aren't really there. And that's not a negative thing. It's just facts. It's just how it is, you know? If you're not there, you're not there, and that's how it is. So when I see like these delusional dream stands, oh, here's the caveat. Like I said, use it in context. When I say delusional dream stands, I mean like stands that are not grounded in reality, okay? And you guys probably know what I'm talking about if you guys are chronically online like me. But if you're like so delusional, if you're a delusional dream stand, and you're so delusional that you can't handle the fact that I'm not insulting you, like this is just how it is, then I'm sorry. I just don't know what to say. I'm sorry. Like, just click off. But, well, what the fuck was I trying to say? But like, these delusional dream stands, right? I want to be like so like out there like them. I just want to be so unaware of my surroundings, so unaware of like how the world views me, just so into my own world, into my own community, into my own fandom, sucked so into the Dream SMP fandom that I just do not give a fuck about what anybody says. I want to get back to that so badly, because as bad as it was back then, I was so deep into One Direction. I literally don't remember any of the sadness I had back in the day. I only remember the fan fictions I read, the shit that I drew for One Direction. Like I literally cannot remember like my sadness or whatever the fuck, because I could have been sad. I could have been happy. I don't know. I was into One Direction. I literally don't remember. And that's the kind of delusion I want to get back into. And it's like it's bad, but at the same time, it's like it's so bad that it's good. you get what I'm throwing down? Because some of the stuff I see dream stands like say and do, it just baffles me. Like this is a really small point, but like when they like draw them like into like really really anime boys, like I'm like, you guys are just setting your creators up for failure. Like when they literally don't even look like anything like what the creator looks like. Like obviously a creator can have like an OC, a persona, or whatever the fuck. Like that's obviously like something that like internet personalities have. Hold on. God damn. And I understand that most of these Dream fans are like, when I say Dream fans, I mean like people that are in like the Dream SMP, such as like fucking Quackity, Tubbo, whatever the fuck, George, Rambo, whatever the fuck his name is. Like I'm talking about all them motherfuckers. I'm not just talking about Dream. I'm like talking about like the whole group. I just don't remember what their thing is called. Maybe like the Dream Team. I don't fucking know. But anyways, I'm talking about them motherfuckers, right? And I obviously know like the fans are like drawing their like Minecraft characters, personas, where the fuck, skins, and like I obviously understand that, but like when they're like, when Dream's face reveal got like dropped and like his fans started drawing him as like an anime boy and just setting him up for failure, it's kind of like, you guys need to reassess this. I need you guys to like just reassess what you're doing right now and just think about what you're doing critically. Like your man does not look like this, and you're vehemently defending him as if he's like this anime boy. Like for me, Dream's face reveal, whatever the fuck, right? Average fucking white man. I could give less of a fuck. Like he's just a white man to me, and that's just how it is. But for other people, he's like, wow, hands down, most attractive man. Hands down, ooh woo. Okay, whatever the fuck. Like if that's your taste, then that's your taste. And I'm not gonna sit here and be like, he's fucking ugly and you know it. Stop lying to yourself. Because honest to God, some of the people I be finding attractive, well, put me on a fucking crime list, man, because them motherfuckers are so ugly that I gotta get arrested. But that's neither here or there, right? We all have our taste. We all like what we like. And if Dream is what you like, then so be it, man. But like when you draw him as it's like this like fucking like Goro looking man, this anime looking man, and like all these haters come and be like, this is what no Dream looks like, and you're like, no, this is what he looks like, man. Like he's obviously an attractive boy, and it's like, okay, I like it's just, this discourse is just so entertaining, but at the same time it's just like, I gotta step back a little bit and be like, what are we fighting about right now? right? We're fighting about a man's face. What does this have to do with society as a whole? What does this say about society? That we're fighting over a face reveal. I feel like we should be fighting about something else. I feel like we should be fighting about the rising prices of food, the cold ass weather, something relevant. But instead, we're talking about Dream's face reveal. But that's not to say that people can't focus on like multiple things at the same time. Like people can obviously tweet about Dream's face being ugly and then also talk about how racism is bad. You know, the dichotomy of Twitter. How do you like that? Anyways, but yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm not like a chronically online person, because I am. I do stalk people, like stalk Twitch streamers. When I say stalk, I just like say like occasionally check their socials. Like I don't do it every single day. I obviously don't go on my phone every single day and be like, I wonder what Pokemon is up to. Like I don't do that shit. But like when I do stumble on their content, I do like go down a rabbit hole to kind of see what they're about, you know. And like most of the time, I'm just kind of like, strange, and then I log off for the day. That's basically it. I see the shit that they post, and I'm like, what? That's crazy. That is crazy. And then I log out for the day because I have nothing else to say. I don't need to say anything else. I see it. I witness it. I'm like, okay, that's crazy. That's very bonkers. And I'm off for the night. But some people, and I've seen it in these comment sections, some people just need to get a fucking life, man. And I'm saying this as someone who does not have a life herself. Get a fucking life, man. Pick yourself up. Get yourself a fucking job or something. I don't know. Go for a walk. Something. But yeah, I'm not proud to admit that I have like stalked George pretty much, like pretty often, not like weekly, but like every month, you know, every month or so. I'm like I stumble on his shit again. I'm like, wonder what he's said this month, and it's usually just like, I'm gay or some shit like that. I don't know. Like obviously I don't know if he's gay or not. Like I'm not so deep in the fandom whether I know if he's like mentally disabled or like if he is gay or some shit like that. Like I don't give a fuck. Like I just know he plays Minecraft and is British. And I know he recently got his visa, I think. So there's that. And yeah. But, like, it's weird. I don't know. Like, obviously you're dissing on kids most of the time when it comes to the Dream SMP fandom. And this is one of the fandoms that I, like, kind of, like to, like, hate watch. Or just, like, watch from afar. Because it's just kind of, like, it's crazy what goes on in there. And, like, obviously, like, some of the fan art, dude, like, I'm not even gonna, like, sit here and lie to you guys. Some of the Dream SMP fan artists are insane skill-wise. Like, talent-wise, they are fucking goated. They are insane, bro. Whenever I look at some artwork, I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. Like, this is gorgeous. This is, like, fucking, like, museum quality art. And I look down at the tags, and what do I see? Dream SMP. What the... But at the end of the day, I end up liking that fan art and moving on with my day. Because I'm like, what the fuck? It's not like me being appalled at the fact that this artist is like quote unquote wasting their time on this fandom, but at the same time it's like I just cannot believe that someone like so talented can be so invested in a fandom like this. Like it just blows my mind how someone so talented can have the time to also set aside to be obsessed with the fandom. Like it just blows my mind how it all works sometimes, because I forget that like people can obviously have a lot of time on their hands. It can like obviously manage their time in a way. Like it just I've always like had this like notion like talented people don't have the time for internet like oddities, you know. They don't have time to like watch YouTubers and shit like that. I always assume like super talented artists just like listen to like fucking audiobooks or some shit, or like listen to like fucking TED Talks. which isn't true because a lot of the like the artists I know like watch like really weird shit. Like literally like I've seen like grown adults like watch like Cartoon Network and watch like Coco Melon and shit like that while they're drawing, and like that's kind of a diss to me because I literally watch like cartoons when I draw. Like I watch like shit catered to like toddlers when I draw. and that's I mean, I don't know, but it's not like I'm like super invested in them to the point where I'll draw fan art, but like I watch them and I do get invested, but I just don't talk about it. Like I'm just not a talker, I guess. And that's a bit of irony on my part, because right now what the fuck am I doing? Talking to myself, to a computer. I don't know. But all this traveling has got my ears like fucked up, and I got sick. It's not COVID. I can still taste shit, and like it just feels like the regular flu. It's not running through me like a fucking truck. But I'm feeling fine. What the fuck is I about to say? But yeah, crazy shit, man. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like it's their thing, and like it's not for me to understand, obviously, because I don't really like Minecraft. Like I like Minecraft, but I don't like watching people play Minecraft that much, unless it's like, I don't know, unless it's like one of those days where I'm like somehow like sucked into like a 100 days in Minecraft or whatever the fuck. But like most of the time I really don't watch a lot of Minecraft stuff. And obviously I obviously like am older and I have like things to do. Like I have school, I have other things to worry about other than school. So I have a lot of like my attention diverted to different things, but when I was younger, I obviously didn't have like a job. The only thing I had to like focus on was school, but school wasn't even that difficult, you know. So like I had ample amount of time to really get invested in fandoms and shit like that. But nowadays I can't really find myself doing that. Like even with things I do like, I can't really find myself like getting like super like into it. Like I used to like be like super into fandoms. Like I would like obsessed over them. Like it was like a fixation. It was crazy. Like it was like everything I would think of. Like at school I would think about it, at home I would think about it, when I would go to bed I would think about it. It was crazy. But now that I'm older, I just don't really think about anything. Like I think about things, obviously, like there's obviously like thoughts running through my head, but like I don't really think about one particular thing a lot, you know. Like the only thing I really think about is like, well, since I just got back from Vietnam, yeah, I've just been thinking about Vietnam a lot. But that's because I just experienced it and I'm coming back to a really boring life. So that's one of the reasons why. But like other than that, I really have not been thinking of anything else. But yeah, that's what I kind of mean. Like having something to like look forward to every single day is just kind of nice. Because every single day I woke up when I was younger, when I was obsessed with like One Direction, Homestuck, where the fuck, like I knew I would wake up and I'd just read fan fiction. Like I knew there was like a story waiting for me, or I knew there was a like a music video, like a, you know, there's like music videos where it's like pictures of like fan art with like music. Like if you guys have been on, you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about. But yeah, like I obviously like whenever every day I woke up, I knew what was ahead, what was like on the daily schedule, and it was One Direction, it was Homestuck. You know, it was always something on the daily schedule. But now that I wake up, I'm kind of like, what shall I do today? And it's weird. I don't really have a lot to do today. Today I took a shit, and that pretty much was the highlight of my day, because ever since I came back, I have not been able to shit, and it has been a fucking journey, man. And I feel like there's still a little bit of it left inside of me, and I feel it, but I can't get it out. So tomorrow might be another day full of shit. So I don't know. But that's what I'm talking about. Like having that like time and that like, I don't want to say mental illness, but I don't really know what else to chalk it up to. It's not really boredom, maybe loneliness, maybe something like that, I don't know. But like having that like wanting that like obsession back is kind of like, I don't know, like I want something to be obsessed with again, and I just haven't found anything to really capture my attention like that. Like for a while it was kind of South Park. I watched a lot of South Park, so I was obsessed with that. And then a while back it was like baking, a while back it was cooking, and then a while back it was like video games like Yakuza or whatever the fuck. But now that I'm just kind of like in this like gray middle ground where I'm like, I kind of don't feel anything, and I kind of want to feel something again, you know. Because back then I used to like cry over One Direction, I used to cry over Homestuck, I used to cry over South Park. Now that I'm just kind of like sitting here, I'm just kind of I don't really feel nothing. Like I used to like watch PewDiePie and cry out like religiously. Like I would like wake up, watch their videos, go to bed, watch their videos. Like obviously there's more content creators I can talk about, but like those are like the ones that are on top of my head, because they're kind of akin to what the topic is today, like content creators, like YouTubers, gamers, whatnot. And you know, like like I said, I can't really fault the people that are in like Dream SMP, or like people who watch Pokimane or watch Hassan or shit like that. Like it's obvious. Like I oh my god, I wish I can show you guys this image, but it was like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like it was like a fan art of like this artist, right? And they're like, me when I go to bed while listening to Sukuno stream, and it's like literally him like her watching the stream, right? Like her watching the stream, and like a drawing of like Sukuno rubbing her head to sleep. Like that was like one of the more parasocial things I've seen in a while. Like that is like that's not weird, but it's weird to me. It's not weird, I don't think, to feel like comforted by a creator, like watching creator and feeling like, oh, I feel you know, normal. I feel nice around them. I feel calm around them. But at the same time, like drawing it out, man, and posting it, that's the type of delusion I want to get back into. I'm being so fucking dead ass right now. Like I'm so jealous of that. Like I want to get so immersed in somebody like that like it just becomes my whole thing, and like I become like just calm by their presence, just by hearing their voice. You know, like I don't get that like now. Like I get aggravated every time I hear something. That's not true. I mean, it is true, but it's not true at the same time. It's true, but not true. I might be lying, but I might not be. Anyways, but that's the type of delusion I'm trying to get at. And like, I don't know. Like when I say like I said, delusion is not like an insult to me. It's not. It's never been a negative word to me. To somebody, to like, it's the way that I'm using it currently is not negative, but like I get how we can be negative. But like I want to become delusional. Like the people that donate to streamers, like millionaire streamers, like Hassan. I watch Hassan, right? Like I obviously, like I every now and then like tune in to watch his shit, and like the amount of donations he's getting, and like it just baffles me. Like the like I need to chill out, man, because if I think too much, my brain's gonna oversteam. But it's just crazy to me how people, like working class people, are donating to billionaires on Twitch. Like obviously it's to support the content creator, obviously, because this is their revenue stream. Like they're getting money from you, the working class. And it's just crazy how like in some of Hassan's videos, like he's talking about like someone getting murdered, and he's like, oh, thank you for the dono, Pussy Slayer 24. And it just breaks me out of this immersion that I'm like watching a YouTuber, because I forget, because YouTubers and live streamers are like two different things for me, right? I feel like live streamers I don't watch as much as often, but like I watch more like curated content. I watch something that's like scripted and like edited and well put together. But like when it comes to streams, I don't really like watching that because it's a little too real for me. It feels like I'm like witnessing the Truman Show, you know? It's kind of creepy to me. But I do watch it every now and then. It's not like I boycott it, but like it's not like I avoid it, but like I just don't find myself gravitating towards it often. But like when moments like that happen during stream, it's just like freaks me out, man. Freaks me out. But I think that's all I gotta say on that, because I gotta get a bit. I'm tired. So I will see you guys later.